Welcome students. In this video we are going to learn conversion of Cartesian coordinates into polar coordinates and sine rule of a triangle. Okay. So first let's study how to convert Cartesian coordinates into polar coordinates. Now the Cartesian coordinates are given. That means x and y are given and we have to find polar coordinates. That means we have to find r and theta. Okay. Now formula for r is root x square plus y square. Now value of x is root 2 and y is also root 2 here. So substituting the value, r is root of root 2 square plus root 2 square. That is root 2 plus 2. Root 4 equal to 2. R is positive as it is length OP. Therefore, take only positive square root. So now we have value of R as 2. Now to find theta, formula to find theta is tan theta equal to y by x. Now y is root 2, x is also root 2. So y upon x, that is root 2 upon root 2 is 1. So tan theta is 1. That means theta equals to pi by 4. So we have r is 2 and theta pi by 4. So the polar coordinates are 2 pi by 4. So these are the polar coordinates of the point root 2 root 2. Let's study one more question. Find the polar coordinates of the point whose Cartesian coordinates are 1 minus root 3. Now comparing with xy, value of x is 1 and value of y is minus root 3. You can easily find out value of r. R is root x square plus y square. So root x square, that is 1 square, plus y square, that is minus root 3 square, equal to root 1 plus minus square is positive and root 3 square is 3. So 1 plus 3 is 4. So root 4 again is 2. So r is 2. Now to find theta. Tan of theta equal to y by x. Y is minus root 3. X is 1. So tan theta is minus root 3. Now let's find out the angle. Now tan theta is negative. So consider the quadrants. So the quadrants in first one all are positive. All STC. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. So we studied in principal solution that whenever we have to write angle in second quadrant, we write it as pi minus alpha. In third one, we write it as pi plus alpha. And in the fourth one, we write it as 2 pi minus alpha. Now why this is required here? See, tan theta is negative here. Now tan theta is negative either in third or fourth quadrant. Now find out where this point lies, the quadrant in which the point lies. The point has x coordinate as positive value and y coordinate is negative. That means it is plus minus. X is positive, y is negative. That means it lies in fourth quadrant. So in fourth quadrant we have to write it as 2 pi minus alpha. Now what is alpha? Alpha means you think of this minus root 3 but without the sign. Now we neglect the sign. What we get is root 3. Now tan is root 3 if theta is 60 degrees. That means pi by 3 radians. So value of alpha is pi by 3 here. So our required angle is 2 pi minus pi by 3. See, I repeat the steps again. So what are the steps to find theta? First of all, neglect the sign and find the angle. So neglecting the sign, we get the angle as pi by 3. Okay, so that is our first step. Second step is find the quadrant in which the point lies and use this information accordingly. Okay. Now here the point lies in fourth quadrant. So we have to write the angle as 2 pi minus whatever angle we have we have got here. So theta is 2 pi minus, our angle is pi by 3. So 3 into 2, 6 pi minus pi is 5 pi by 3. So the polar coordinates are r theta, r is 2 and theta is 5 pi by 3. Okay, let's take one more example so that this will be more clear. Let's take it as say root 3 minus root. Let's take minus first. Minus root 3 by 2, 1 by 2. Okay. So now comparing with x and y, value of x is minus root 3 by 2 and value of y is half. So first let's find out r. R is root x square plus y square. So root x square minus root 3 by 2 square plus half square. So that is root 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4. That is denominator is same. So adding the numerators 3 plus 1, 4 by 4. Square root of 1 is 1. So value of r is 1. Now let's find out theta. Tan theta equals to y by x. Now y is half. Theta, x is minus root 3 by 2. So tan of theta is minus 1 by root 3. Okay. Now step 1 is find the angle. How to find the angle? Neglect the sign. Neglecting the sign, we get 1 by root 3. Now tan of 30 degrees is 1 by root 3. 30 degrees is pi by 6. Okay. So we have the angle as pi by 6. Now next part is we have to find the quadrant. So let's find out the quadrant in which the point lies. Now the point given is minus plus. Minus plus means second quadrant. And what is given in second quadrant? In second quadrant we have to write pi minus alpha. And what is our alpha? Alpha is pi by 6. So value of theta is pi minus pi by 6. That is 6 pi minus pi. That is 5 pi by 6. So r theta is 1 5 pi by 6. Okay. Now let's take both negative. X and y both negative. So consider this question. Say minus 3 by 2 minus 3 root 3 upon 2. So xy, x is minus 3 by 2, y is minus 3 root 3 upon 2. So first let's find out r. R is root x square plus y square. So root x square minus 3 by 2 square plus minus 3 root 3 upon 2 square. So that is equal to root 3 square is 9, 2 square is 4. Here 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9 and root 3 square is 3. So that is divided by 4, denominator is same. So let's add the numerator. 9 plus 9 into 3 is 27. So 27 plus 9, root 36 upon 4. 36 by 4 is 9, root 9 is 3. So we have r equal to 3. Now let's find out theta. Tan theta equal to y by x. Y is minus 3 root 3 upon 2 divided by minus 3 by 2. Now minus minus get cancelled and 3 by 2 also get cancelled. So this is root 3. See, tan theta is positive here, but theta is not acute angle because the point lies in third quadrant as it is minus minus. So what are the steps here? First step is neglecting the sign, find the angle. So here value is root 3. So tan of 60 degrees is root 3. 60 means pi by 3. So we have the angle as pi by 3. Okay. Now the quadrant is, as it is minus minus, the point lies in third quadrant. So what is given in the third quadrant? In the third quadrant, we have to write angle as pi plus alpha, and that is pi by 3. So theta is pi plus pi by 3. So 3 pi plus pi, that is 4 pi by 3. So r theta is, r is 3 and theta is 4 pi by 3. So these are the polar coordinates of the point minus 3 by 2 minus 3 root 3 upon 2. I hope that the how to find angle, that is clear. Okay. You solve more and more questions so that it will be more clear to you. Let's take one more example. 0, 1 by 2. Now let's find out r. So this is xy. X is 0 and y is half. So r is root x square plus y square. So x square is 0, y square is half square. So 0 plus 1 by 4, that is root 1 by 4 equal to 1 by 2. Now to find theta, tan theta is y by x, 1 by 2 upon 0, that is not defined. Now tan is not defined, but I suggest you to imagine this point on the coordinate axis or using the coordinate plane. See, the point is 0 half. X is 0, that means the point lies on y coordinate, and y is positive, that means it lies on positive y axis. So positive y axis means the point lies somewhere here. Now what is the angle here? Angle is 90 degrees. See, tan theta is not defined, tan 90 is not defined. So theta is pi by 2. So theta equals to pi by 2. So if point lies on coordinate axis, draw the point or locate the point so that you can find the angle very easily. So theta is pi by 2. So we get r theta as, r is half and theta is pi by 2. Okay, let's take one more example. Let's take minus 5, 0. See, instead of using the formula for theta, we will find the angle using the coordinate plane. So r is, okay, let's locate the point first on the coordinate plane. See here, the point given is minus 5, 0. So y coordinate is 0. That means the point lies on x-axis, and x coordinate is negative. That means it lies on negative x-axis. So the point lies somewhere here, minus 5, 0. What is r? R is length OP. Now length OP is 5. It's not minus 5. Why it is negative? Since we have placed it to the left of origin, so that's why it is minus 5. But we consider length, then it has to be positive. So r equals to 5. And what is theta? Theta is measure angle XOP, and that is 180 here. 180 degrees means pi. So theta equal to pi. So without using the formula, if the point lies on the coordinate axis, we can find r and theta. So the polar coordinates r theta are 5 pi. So these are the polar coordinates. This is your assignment of finding polar coordinates if the Cartesian coordinates are given. So solve these questions. These are not given in the textbook. Okay. Now let's study sine rule. But before that, let's see what is solution of a triangle. So consider triangle ABC. First, let's see the convention used here. A triangle ABC is given here. So side BC lies opposite to angle A. So it is denoted by small letter a. So side BC is opposite to angle A. So this is small letter A. Now AC lies opposite to B. So AC is denoted by small letter B. And AB lies opposite to angle C. So it is denoted by small letter C. Okay. So this is the convention used in triangle. So whenever we have to write angle, so for example, if we have to write angle BAC, we can just denote it by capital letter A. Capital letter B means it is angle ABC, so we just write it as angle B. And whenever we say angle C, that means it is angle ACB or BCA, but we just denote it by capital letter C. So that is the convention used. Now what is solution of triangle? So for a triangle, we have 3 sides and 3 angles. So we have 3 angles A, B, C. And we have 3 sides. Now let's use the convention here. That is small letter ABC. So if we give all the values of all the values, means values of the angles as well as values of the sides, that means we have solved the triangle. So this is solution of a triangle. Okay, giving values of all the sides and all the angles. So that is solution of the triangle. Okay, now we are ready to prove sine rule. So first of all, let's write the statement of sine rule. So what is sine rule? See, this is important for theory question also. So you have to prepare this for theory question. So sine rule is in any triangle ABC, using the proper convention, A upon sine A equal to B upon sine B equal to C upon sine C equal to 2R, where R is circumradius of triangle ABC. See here, in the numerators we have small letters A, B and C. That means these are sides. And in the denominator we have capital letters A, B and C. See, while writing C also I have written here small letter and this one is little bigger. So it is capital C. So these are angles here. Okay. So A by sine A equal to B by sine B equal to C by sine C. This is also sine rule neglecting 2R. But here we are mentioning the value of the ratio. It is twice R, where R is circumradius of triangle ABC. What is circumradius? So if we take any triangle ABC, we can draw a circle passing through the vertices A, B and C. This is known as circumcircle, and radius of this circumcircle, if we write O as center, then OA, OB, OC are circumradia of the circle. So that is circumradius. R is the circumradius, that is denoted by capital R here. So we have to prove that this ratio is 2R. Okay. So first let's study a proof given in the textbook. So in the textbook they have used area of triangle ABC. So let's prove it. So the proof is like this. Take any triangle ABC. So if we draw a triangle ABC, so this is triangle ABC. You may draw it as acute angle or obtuse angle, but if we take right angle, so that will be a special case. So just draw any triangle ABC, not specified. So it is any triangle ABC. Okay. So to find area of the triangle, we have to draw a perpendicular from any vertex to the other vertex. So here I have taken perpendicular from A on BC. So let AM be perpendicular on BC, so that AM is height of the triangle. So let's find out area of the triangle. Now area of triangle ABC equal to half base into height. So here I have taken BC as base. So it is half BC and height is AM. Now by our convention, BC is opposite to angle A, so it is denoted by small letter A. Now let's find out AM. So to find AM, consider this angle. Now consider triangle AMB. Okay, we have to find out AM and what we know is AB. So for this triangle, and we have to use angle B also. This is right angle here. So what we are using is the side opposite to B and the hypotenuse. That means we have to use sine ratio. So in triangle AMB, sine of B, sine B is opposite side, that is AM, divided by hypotenuse, that is AB. So we get AM equal to AB sine B. But what is AB? AB lies opposite to angle C. So by our convention it is C sine B. So it is half AC sine B. Okay. So we have area. Let's multiply both sides by 2. So 2 into area of triangle ABC equal to AC sine B. Okay, let's study this. AC sine B. So what is A? A is this BC. And what is C? C is AB. So AC sine B. See, 2 into area of triangle ABC is, we have taken these two sides AC. So whenever we take these two sides, we have to take angle between them only. Angle between them is B. So it is AC sine B. Similarly, we can write it as, if we take these two sides AB, so there we have to take angle in between them, and angle between A and B is C. So the 2 into area becomes AB sine C if we take A and B. And if we take B and C, the sides B and C, so in that case we have to take angle A as it lies between B and C. So this is equal to BC sine A. Okay, so we have now 3 formulas for area of triangle ABC. So 2 into area of triangle ABC is AC sine B equals to AB sine C equal to BC sine A. So equating these 3, we get AB sine C equal to, let's take first BC sine A. BC sine A. Now let's take sine B. So whenever it is sine B, it is AC. And if we take sine C, it is AB. Okay. Now ABC equal to ABC equal to ABC, and let's divide these by BC sine A, then AC sine B and AB sine C. So in the first one BC get cancelled, in the second one A and C get cancelled, and in the last one AB get cancelled. So the remaining part is A by sine A equal to B by sine B equal to C by sine C. Okay, so this is our sine rule. Now the only thing is we have to prove that the ratio is 2R. Now in these 3 angles A, B and C, as the sum is 180 degrees, one angle has to be, at least one of the angle has to be acute angle. So if we consider this, let's draw a circumcircle. So first, actually we have to first draw the triangle and then circle, but for me it is easier to draw circle first and then triangle. So This is our triangle ABC and we have drawn circumcircle. Now let A be acute angle and O is our circumcenter. Now join BO and let this BO produce meets the circle in point A dash. Now join A dash of A dash C. Okay, let's find out relation between angle A and angle A dash. So in school geometry we have studied that the angles which are inscribed in the same arc, they have same measures. So A and A dash, they are inscribed in arc BC. So they are equal. So A equals to A dash. That is first thing. Now consider only A dash BC. If we consider A dash BC, A dash B is diameter of the circle and C is any point on the circle. So considering that A dash CB is angle in semicircle. So measure angle A dash CB equal to 90 degrees. So sine of A dash equal to sine A dash is opposite side, that is BC, divided by hypotenuse, that is A dash B. Now by our convention, BC is opposite to angle A, so it is small letter A dash B is diameter, and if R is radius, then diameter is 2R. So sine A dash is equal to A by 2R. But A dash and A are equal, so we can replace A dash by A. So sine A is equal to A by 2R. Now interchanging these two terms, we get 2R equal to A by sine A. That means value of A by sine A is 2R. Similarly, we can prove B upon sine B equals to 2R and C by sine C equal to 2R. But we have already proved that A by sine A equal to B by sine B equal to C by sine C. And now these ratios are equal to 2R, where R is circumradius. So this is proof of our sine rule. Now there are different forms of sine rule. So this sine rule we can write it as, if we consider only these two terms and if we cross multiply, then we get A sine B equal to B sine A. See here, this A and B gets interchanged. If we write A sine C, then interchanging these two, that is equal to C sine A. A sine C equal to C sine A. B sine C. B sine C equal to C sine B. See, these two gets interchanged. C sine B. So we can write sine rule like this also. So this is our sine rule. But instead of 2R, while solving the questions, we can take this constant as K, so that it will be more easy to solve the questions. So this is our proof of sine rule.